I have a couple of things to say.
I'd like you
I
to
have some
clear
fun stories
the
I
air.
want to share. Share this seat with me. Give me one butt cheek.
Give him a butt cheek.
So let's have some fun stories for y'all. One, I thought I looked pretty cool. In
I
my
think you look
mind.
dope. That
Now,
looks dope.
There was no full-length mirror in the hotel that I could get a look at, nor did I look at myself before I left. So I was like a child walking out. But I did think
Even though you packed an insane amount of outfits.
I had two options, Joey. I could either wear short shorts or I could wear these track pants. So I think I chose right with the
I
track
love that
pants.
you. Like first off, like I said, you owned it. Like
Thank you.
everyone I talked to was so hyped about Snowbike Mike. Like it fits the character. But I also just can't let you off the hook with I could have worn short shorts. You could have packed anything else. It's not like
Greg's first thing that he did was laugh at me when I saw him. And it was a good laugh. It was a fun. But like Greg's first thing I saw him, this one, just a cackle at my expense of what I look like. So that's how we started the day off. A couple other fun things I wanted to share with all of you. Some great TSA stories. As Nick knows, I've really worked on a solid 5. A tight 5 of TSA
Tight 5.
stories.
Yeah,
Watched
nothing
a woman
TSA loves more.
with a small dog try to send her dog through the X-ray machine. Just fully committed to putting the dog in the bag, shoving it in the box, and sending it down the lane.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
The dog.
You're not
you
supposed
take
to
it
put-
out. You take it
You're not
out. You
supposed to
walk
put it in
it.
there? What if the
dog-
dog's carrying a bomb?
The dog was going, and
What
the
if the
man
dog
had to
has a
stop
gun?
and go, no, lady, you take your dog. So then,
How about real talk? How many times do you think they let that one slip by accident and dogs have been irradiated? Like the guy's just looking and it's like suitcase, shivering animal.
then the next one, of course, is now I go into the machine where you stand like this, right, and it wands you. I have 2 drawstrings hanging out of my track pants here, and he goes, no, you have to put those in the side. So I put them inside my pants. He goes, no, on your side. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? They're 2 drawstrings. So now I take the drawstrings, I have to hold them on my hip. He goes, no, you have to have your hands up. I'm like, what do you want from me? So then I put them on like the belt side of the drawstrings, and I'm doing this. What are we doing, TSA? What in God's name are we doing? Let's pull it together. Then me and Greg had a great late night chicken dinner. I don't know if y'all know about this. Did you tell him?
Random tweet you put out?
Yeah, she's looking for a friend.
Are
There's
you
a nice
about to
girl working at
romance
Chicken Shop
another-
downtown LA. She needs friends if you want to go hang out with her.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Really, really cool gal.
What was her
really
name?
fun.
I'm looking back.
Karina.
It was a weird name.
Yeah,
she
it's not-
she should fix that if she wants more
It's not
friends.
Corinna. It's a
Do you think
Karina
that's
or
the
something like
reason
that.
she doesn't have friends? Because her
She just
name's too
moved
hard
there
to
from
pro-
New Jersey.
Yeah.
She wants to be a
Living up
director.
the
Oh,
Hollywood
does she have a
dream.
terrible New Jersey accent? Is that the reason why she doesn't have friends?
You would never know. You never know. She's one of
On
those
a
people.
scale of this, where on the scale does she fall of, are you going to marry her like the Spices woman?
Oh,
Or
no,
what
not
she-
like that. But like
okay.
she could be our friend for sure. One day when she hits it big, she'll come back and me and Greg will interview her.
Karina.
She's very kind, very nice. Great donuts and great chicken.
Yeah.
Gotta highlight that. And so,
At
of
the
course,
same place?
me and Greg make the smart
Okay.
decision to go to chicken. Man, so many good stories to tell y'all. It's unbelievable. I'll just say this. Me and Greg, we get it, okay? The other jabronis, they don't get it.
I know that.
Okay? They
I know
don't
that.
get it.
That's why if I ever get invited to SGF, I'll just hang
Stick
out
with
with
us.
you two.
Yeah,
You
that's
always
it.
stick
Yeah,
with
that's
us
the right way
because
to
we
do it.
always
Me
make
and
the
Roger
move
will hang
right.
out with you guys.
So then, of course, I eat well with Greg, which is what you're
We
supposed to
eat
do.
big, all right.
We
I
eat
do the big
big.
chicken sandwich. He does.
I got tenders.
We ordered.
We got
just,
bites.
we had to get some popcorn chicken too, just because I wanted that. There was fries
Fries.
there. Then we got 2 donuts.
2 donuts.
We split them in half, so that's 1 donut. That's
Eat
not
One
bad.
donut. It's one donut.
Right?
We've been drinking all night, of course, but we do this.
I
This
was
is
gonna
post
ask
Giant
if there was
Bomb.
alcohol
If you're
involved in
asking
this, but
where we are in the ride, this
Oh.
is post Giant Bomb, post
Jeez.
Xbox.
Didn't drink all weekend and then just hammered 4 White Claws in a matter of like 7 minutes. Felt that one
Was this
real
at
quick.
the
That
Giant
was at
Bomb?
Giant
That
Bomb.
was
Yeah.
on the couch.
But then what
live.
happens is, so we eat big because, as Mike says, you want to be big, eat big, right?
Gotta
You know
eat
what I mean?
big.
So we eat big there, and then there's the conversation of, JW for the lobby or whatever, and
Love
I'm
it.
like, I'm not doing that. I'm small talked out after being
He
a
knows
Giant
well,
Bomb or whatever. I'm gonna drop Mike off there, so we Uber over there, and the Uber takes me back to the hotel. What happens next, Mike?
Then I go to the JW. I lock eyes with my best friend Andy Cortez because it's International Best Friend Day.
Oh,
and what
so
is my
Andy went to be social, just not
a
with
whole
you guys.
nother story to tell you about those. Andy leaving me in an abandoned car shop warehouse. Like, at least Greg and Tim stood outside and waited for me at Giant Bomb. Andy and Blessing nowhere to be seen. I come out of the closet with Jeff Grubb, and I'm like, where did everybody
There's
go?
a sentence for you.
It was a
Are
crazy
you
time.
playing
Somebody
some
clip
sort of
that out.
game?
It was a crazy
Having
time.
your 7
Clip that
minutes
We're
with
hanging
Jeff
out.
Grubb in that closet, or what's
So then, of course, I lock eyes with my best friend Andy Cortez. What's the first words he says to me? Oh, I'm really hungry. I'm like, well, that's too bad because me and Greggy just ate big, you know what I mean? And so then I was like, all right, I'll take you out. I know a spot because Corinna, our new friend, said it stays open until 3 o'clock. So I'm mixing, I'm mingling.
So you took him back to the chicken place?
What did we do? We lime scootered. Andy Cortez lived life with me. He said he's never been on a lime scooter, Nick Scarpino.
I've never been on a lime
And I
scooter.
said, get ready to absolutely rip it. And so we rent lime scooters. Andy is now just hair blown in the wind. I have great photos of him. He's holding on to his little Xbox jacket. It flies off of his hands. I go, we can go back for it. He goes, no, it's lost to the streets now, Mike. I said, that's the right attitude right there. Just leave it behind. And now, did I get us lost, Nick? Of course. I don't know the downtown LA streets.
Nobody
We were
does.
supposed to be going west. I definitely took us 5 blocks east, Greg. Got lost. I thought I had
It's
it.
literally not exactly a straight line, but like the minimal Z. You know what I mean?
Minimal.
Yes.
And I thought I had it. You know, in my mind, I was like, because I'm not looking at Google Maps. I just, in my mind, I knew it was there.
Why would you?
Took us the wrong direction. We get there, Corinna, excited as all could be to
bet.
see me and Andy. You know
So
what I
this
mean?
is your second trip there in 3 hours?
Less than 30 minutes back again after me and Greg just left her. So she's jazzed
And
up.
of course, you don't eat again.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I ate with Andy. Yeah, I ate more. I had a whole nother donut, another chicken tender, and some poppers with Andy. I mean, I had to, right?
Poppers?
So,
Popcorn chicken, you know.
Mike, there's a lot of
Yeah,
references
you
here
might
that we
want
do
to
need to
delineate between those
clarify.
two.
You guys got to live life a little bit, okay? And so she's jazzed up to meet one of my coworkers that me and Greg had already talked so highly about. Told her how great Andy was, talented. Now Andy's got her going through the Rush collection live, and we're just listening to every Rush song known to man. It was so much fun. Nick, you would have loved it. This girl was getting educated with Andy. It was dope stuff. Me and Tim, we show up to SGF at 9:30 in the morning. First person I see, hip hop gamer. You know, we're screaming in the parking lot. We're having a good time. Who's next to us? The GOAT. You guys won't really care, but Miyazaki is right next to us, right? The Elden Ring man. And so it's a big deal.
Yeah,
Who do we walk into at the front door? It's Andy Cortez. I look at him, I go, you going to go up there and ask for a photo? You going to talk to him? Oh, no, Mike, I don't think. It's like, Andy, come on, man. The guy's right there. We got to say something to him. He wouldn't do it.
Did you say something to him?
No, I just nodded my head at him. I give him
That's fair
I'm like,
enough.
Andy, this is your chance to be a voice actor
I
in
think,
the game.
You
Get
know,
up there
there's
and schmooze.
this could have been a podcast all to itself.
It should have
Just
been,
like
I
my
know.
stories. You know what I mean? But in reality, I think the real conversation we need to have is about Jeff Keighley. Now,
Tell me.
Was there another
me.
interaction?
It's,
there was the
it's up
best
to you.
interaction.
I
Mike.
heard
It's
about this
you.
yesterday.
It's
So,
all up to
Well,
you.
I need to know. I need to
so
know. Wait, stop. Is Tim going to be...
uncomfortable.
Never mind. Go ahead.
We have more chairs.
yeah, give another share.
Get your butt in there.
So it's SGF.
can share my chair.
We have one day to see all the games. We're running around. We're doing our thing. We're having a great time. At some point in the early afternoon, I am crossing over there to actually go ask Mike a question. Who's got his back? He's over by the bar, and I get intercepted by the one, the only Jeff Keighley. Assisted Jen because she screamed my name because I didn't hear her. I was so beelining to Mike. And I come over and I start shooting the shit with Jeff. We're having a nice little conversation there or whatever. And then Tim comes over to get me to go to our next demo. And he's like, oh, hey. And Tim's like, oh, hey, Jeff, great job with the show, man. And Jeff goes, well, I'll have to listen to the podcast and see. I have to see how you guys rated it. And I was like, no, you're great. It was great. It was mostly 6s, a couple 7s. Mike gave it a 4. And Jeff goes, Mike gave it a 4 out of 10? I'm like, yeah, 4 out
To
of
be
10.
honest.
And
Way
he's
to be
like,
honest.
what was his complaints? I'm like, I don't even remember. You know how the games didn't speak to him. He's all about the shooty. And I'm like, I got to go. I'll talk to you later. Mike, how the
And of
rest of your
course,
night go?
as many of you know, my goal this year has become best friends with Jeff Keighley. That is something I wanted to do. And I always make it a point to go up to him and appreciate him and say thank you for having us. The whole team and I are very happy to be here. So we had a great morning until Greg said that, right? Because it was just, he was unaware. We were dapping each other up. It was nothing but smiles. It was like, hell yeah. Then we go to the Xbox mixer. We're having a fantastic time. Now,
How did the vibe change from the morning?
Mind
to
you,
the
I've already
Xbox
seen
mixer?
Jeff twice, so I didn't need to go for a third. I already did a great job, right? So I'm having a great time. We're vibing, we're chatting. And who was the last person I see before we walk out the door? My main man, Jeff Keighley. And you know I had to say thank you one last time because it wouldn't be me without thanking him. I walked right up to him. I said, Jeff Keighley, man, thank you so much for a great weekend. We truly appreciate it. And he looked at me and he said, so 4 out of 10, Mike. Really? And I said, Jeff, you did a great job on the showcase. A lot of the games, they just didn't speak to me.
Beef continues.
He looked at me and he said, oh, yeah, Mike, well, what do you like? And I go, I'm a basic guy. I like Call of Duty.
like Call of
and
Duty,
he
Jeff.
shook his head and he looked at me and goes, you should have gave it a 6 out of 10, Mike, and starts walking away. And I go, no, Jeff, I told everyone we'd be best friends by the end of 2024. And he looks at me and goes, that's not going to happen now. And just walked away from me. And that was the end of my Jeff
God.
Keighley weekend.
Oh my God. That is perfect. That makes me so happy because there's nothing Snowbike Mike wants more than to be liked by everyone.
Yeah.
And the fact that the luminary in our
My
industry,
man.
like Jeff doesn't like you, makes me fucking so happy. It makes me so happy.
And so I'm hoping that we can rekindle this
It's
bond.
never gonna
We can
happen.
be friends.
That-
I think we will. I think he's a
From
great
now
guy.
on, every
He's nice
time
to me.
Mike gives a score on a Game Awards, you're gonna match. You're like, see, when we get to December, it's gonna be like 11 out of 10. This is great.
Do they know about the Sarah Bond stuff?
Sarah Bond one as well was a very good one. I saw Sarah Bond. Finally had to convince.
Have you heard any of this?
No.
Oh, you gotta
Start from the beginning.
Finally
Mike.
had.
No, you
so
gotta start from the beginning.
last year when we saw Sarah Bond,
Okay.
she said, "Mike, it's great to see you. You know, I love when you post photos of you and your family. It's really, really beautiful." And I didn't have the heart to tell her I don't have children, and so
Yeah.
I simply nodded and said, "Thank you so much. That's really awesome of you to say that." 'Cause,
So
you
she
know,
doesn't. She was mistaking you with someone else.
probably Gary or someone.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So I smiled and nodded through that. That was our only interaction for the whole year. And then this year I see her. Say, what up, Sarah? It's great to see you. And I said, Sarah, I have to come clean.
No, she asked you again, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. She said,
She's like, it's good to see you, Mike. How are you? How are your children?
I said I had to come clean, Sarah. I don't have children. I'm sorry to tell you this. And then I said, I'm so sorry. I don't have children. You thought of me as someone else.
Such a simple mistake on her part
Yeah.
then turns into him having to apologize for lying about having children for a year.
This is an episode of Friends. At a certain point, Greg could have said Mike cast 2 kids to come up to him at that point.
I was gonna say,
Dad.
right, the future,
I
what
would
you should have done is let
Should've.
Ben one day, like when there's an SF Xbox event, Mike walks up with Ben. It's like, hey Sarah,
That
I'd love to hang out more, but I got to change him.
And so,
Can we
how
do that
that
next
one
time
went.
anyways, just to throw her off?
Make her think she's half dimensions.
How is it that you are the only person that comes back with these stories?
I mean, I think they all got some. I hope. You
No,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
for
I-
sure.
I hope
No, but
everybody
Mike's
has their
always the
own.
one that comes back with like that. It's because you're too nice to actually set the record straight. Remember, wasn't it? Was it SGF last year where the guy in the bathroom
Yep.
was like, with the hey,
Oh,
I know
yeah,
that.
and
And you're like, I
couldn't
know
tell-
that, and you didn't
well,
want to tell.
you know, he had a recognizable voice, Nick. You know what I mean? And
I get
There's
it.
so many faces. They're flashing.
Oh,
at you
you're
left
talking to
and
the.
right.
I can't
I
remember
recognize
anyone's
that
name or
voice
faces.
anywhere. How would you know my voice? We've never,
Never
met.
met.
Come
Come
on.
on, guy. Come on. I'm right there with you, Mike. Oh my
How was I supposed
god.
to
Now,
not
for the
know?
record, you know, I walked around and I'm doing my due diligence, checking on PR people and
Yeah.
developers and even stuff I didn't see. And the amount of them that I'd be like, somebody came by or this company, they'd be like, oh, it was Mike. He loved it. He was so great. The magic people over the moon with Mike.
Oh,
They're like, he was
everybody loves
nerding
you,
out
Mike.
about cards and he knew this and yada yada. I'm like, yeah, he's awesome.
That's
I
the thing
love
about
having
Mike is
fun. It was
Mike
a
is a
great time.
pure soul. Mike loves everyone. He loves to be loved by everyone. So that's why it's so
Life.
entertains me when there are these near misses that turn into a gaping wound. But
But that's the thing. You know how Jeff is. He doesn't hate Mike. It's just gonna be a
Not
fun
just not gonna
story.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious that
friends.
it's not that
I don't know if
it's,
that's gonna happen.
it's not that it's not on the Jeff side. It's
Yeah.
that I've known Mike for a while now.
Yeah.
And I know that he's smiling right now, but this is going to erode his soul.
I haven't had a chance to catch up with you. You know who has like a bro crush on you? Greg Rice.
My dude.
Hell
Greg
yeah.
Rice was like, I talked to someone like, Mike, he hikes at all the same places I
Yeah,
go. He
I
goes
owe
to the same
Greg Rice
beaches.
a call.
Why, we got to hang out. I'm like, yes,
We
you do
gotta
have to hang out with
He's
him.
my
Yeah,
dude.
you do.
You should.
Yeah, that's my dude. He's amazing. But James and Elise came with us, and Elise was like, Mike, I need to change into a nice outfit because it's dressed to impress. And I said, Elise, of course, you can change in my room. Not thinking, oh shit, I need about 15 minutes to myself, please. You
You're
know
gonna
what I
blow
mean?
that up.
So we got into the room, and Elise and James were so kindly able to change quite quickly and then allow me some private time because I looked at them. I was like, here's the deal. You can come into my room, but I need to use the toilet. So you guys have to quickly leave, go stand in the lobby. And they were so good to me. They were like, yeah, okay, Mike.
Your life is a 90s sitcom.
What did I want him to do? Andy wasn't going to let him into the hotel room.
Oh,
Andy just quickly was like, see ya, y'all. Just walked into his room. I was like, well, I have to take them.
He probably had
You
a
know
bunch
what
of drawings of Gundams.
But members only jackets wrapping around the drawings is probably what he got to. I want you to know, and I say this with absolutely no kidding whatsoever, I 100% believe every word that came out of your mouth, and I will not doubt it when Andy rebucks everything.
When Jeff Keighley becomes my friend at the end of 2024, you heard it here first. Remember that.
From your
Maybe
mouth
2025
to the video game god's ears. Ladies and gentlemen, this